Okay, let me present to everyone. Okay, are you guys seeing the document now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how do you guys wanna do this? I think we can go through all the comments that I did and talk a little bit about them, or you guys wanna go step by step and see each one of them.
I'd rather just focus on the comments
Okay.
because we've all looked at it.
Okay, so this was just a question. Yes, this was just a question, nothing more. I see you solved some of the things that I did that I questioned.
I marked some of them as resolved, yeah. Evidently they disappear when you do that.
Yeah. But you added the suggestions that I gave there.
I don't remember if I added all of them. I thought the resolve would stick around, and they disappeared, unfortunately, so I forget what was happening there.
But I
If
think
we
we
can
can
see.
maybe eventually you can see the result here. I hope so. Oh, yep, maybe.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Maybe they are here. Okay, so we might need to review them as well. Okay, so the agency people edit profile. It shows the form to edit the profile of each agency person, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying here is that each person should only be able to edit their own profile. So these three should be yellow. The four, sorry. You guys see what I'm selecting?
Yep.
These three should be yellow as well to own profile only. And why don't we want to allow the the agency admin to edit information on job developers and case managers?
Well, the idea is that basically it's first name, last name, password, and email. And especially password, you don't want somebody. We could say that an admin could set somebody's password, but then nobody really owns their own password. Nobody really takes ownership of it.
Oh, I'm okay with that. So just need to extend this. That's
Yep.
what I said. Okay, so at least they should be yellow, all of them. Are you okay with it, Vijay?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Because we can edit that one.
Okay, so let's move on to.
Sorry,
Please.
didn't know that.
So
Beauty of
next,
Google Docs.
next one. This show here.
Yeah, I opened this
So
document.
here it's in the companies and shows the company information. Okay, so I had some problems here, and I had a huge amount of problems on this document because I was reading things and I did not get what they were for, and the controllers look like sometimes they have some information and then they have they have a show and you have two shows for the company and everything. So I think we will need to revisit everything and change the code to again into their correct controllers. And I believe this is one of the cases where we have a show for the company and also on the companies, and we had a show here on this part. So this was quite confusing. So we might need to revisit to revisit the controllers here.
Show. I don't remember what show is there.
Yeah,
Maybe it's an index type thing.
Another best way to review this one is we have to run all the UI. It is better to understand what we are doing.
So this show the show company. Where do I have that? So I did not run the anything. I just came here and looked at it in place. So for example, for companies, I believe that's it. Companies.
Yep.
Companies, we have a show, right? The show doesn't do anything special, so it should be here on the company's show. And basically it loads a partial from the company information, and then I had buttons to edit and stuff. And this little company is also just the name, website, email, description, status, and then a list of company people. So this basically shows the company information. Should be able.
Well, it's really a supercharged company show because it shows the company, but it has controls attached to it for the agency admin.
The controls are in. Oh yeah, in the show. Yeah.
To manage it. So there will be refactoring in the future, but it's kind of a super show where you can look at it, but you can also edit it. You can even delete it if you're the agency admin, that type of thing.
Yeah. I think the major issue I came upon on here was that we should have had created an area for administration separated from the area that's not administration, because this way we have the controllers all mixed up, and it's pretty hard to understand what should be part of the administration and what should be part of the regular website. So that's one of the things that we might need to do as soon as possible.
So the for that particular, the only thing we have now along those lines is the namespace for the URL, which will include either admin, agency admin, or company admin in the beginning of the URL. That's the only thing that indicates it's a special view, if you will, available only to certain people. So certainly we could refactor into, a different set of controllers if we want to do that. But at least I've been trying to keep the namespace for routes consistent with respect to the administrative privilege. Yeah, there you go.
Did you set the namespace?
Not a literal namespace, but
yeah,
the way that I'm defining the routes to include in the URL, company admin.
I think we will need to do something like this and have the admin controllers under the admin, and we'll worry about the admin and the rest that worries about the rest, because this apparently this controller is completely admin and this one is not, and the difference between them in terms of naming do not allow me to understand what they are supposed to do. See, it's very confusing, these two.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think it's not. It's almost completely admin, the companies, except for the company contact. That would have to be removed then, if we just make that an admin controller. But anyway, that's fine.
Okay, so I'm okay with this show only being available to these. Eventually, we might want to have this here, the job developer, because the job developer in theory will also be responsible for some companies. So eventually we might want to add this here, but I believe for now we're okay. Let me just announce our stand-up. See if anyone comes up. Up, we'll do it.
I think company contact being green on companies is a mistake. I think I probably did that. What do you think, Vijay? Because it's companies show available to company contact. Company contact is not an admin, and that is all admin stuff.
Yeah.
So I think we ought to change that. Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. What does this mean? Landing page for all company people.
When a company person logs in, they go to a page that says, welcome to the pets page for Walmart at 3 Main Street or whatever.
And why can't the job seeker see this page?
It's meant for company people to see what's going on with the company. If they have rights, they can invite other people to join the company. That kind of thing. I think the idea that if a job seeker wants to see a company that's a hiring company, there's going to be a link available to them to go to the company's site. I don't think we want to be a poor man's version of the company's about page. We want to direct the job seeker to the company site itself. That's my thought anyway.
Yeah, we have the job seeker.
So if we just want to redirect them to their website, why do we have this home page, this landing page?
So that the company people will have a place to go where they see the activity, they can see how many jobs are available, they can edit. A company contact who's an HR person can manage jobs, edit, create, etc.
So is this the same page that we're doing for the job developer?
Is it the same page for job developer homepage?
No, the same page that we're currently talking about on the job developer.
Yeah, the job developer homepage is the landing page when a job developer logs in, right? This here would be a landing page for company people. It would be visible to agency people because we want to know what's going on there. The agency admin can help administer it if need be.
That is company-related activities on the company side. That is, I think that is company dashboard. All activities.
Yeah, it's kind of a company dashboard. Yep.
But the thing is, this should also be available to the job seekers because the job seekers should also have an idea on what's going on the companies. I don't know.
Well, if we wanted, it would be a separate page then.
Let's just keep it like this and reserve it here.
Yeah.
Okay. So Salim is here. Let's do a quick stand up and then we'll resume this. And Amy is also here. So let's do our quick stand up. So let's start on Vijay.
I'm working on a tryout address form. I already cleared the partial from the tryouts. I added all the address related information on the partial form. And I'll add those one to the related company registration and branch controllers. Before that, I have to talk to Patrick and I will update those ones. That is update. I don't have no block.
Do you have any blocker at this point?
No, I have some questions. I already add to the state field into the table. The sequence is different if it is in the form display. I have to display after the state and the city, state, and the zip. In the database, the table is different. Is it okay? We can change it that sequence? I will ask if it's okay. Otherwise, I will keep it whatever is there. Then I will display the in the UI side is the different. We have to follow the address sequence after this.
Okay, we can talk a little bit about that afterwards, and we will see it. Yeah. Okay, Patrick.
Yeah.
Okay, so Salim, hello. Tell us what you've been doing.
Okay, hello everybody. Okay, since last Scrum, okay, I'm kind of busy with work, but my still haven't updated my PR. I thought there's some comment pending, so I'll do that PR, and then plus I did the address uh, relationship already, but then since we didn't give any point, I just hold it. So once we vote on it, I'm gonna push it to GitHub for that too.
Is that
And
the
then
address dry up feature, Liam?
I think it's the relationship
yeah, relationship,
with
yeah,
job, right?
Oh, with the
exactly.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's it for me. No blockers. Oh, in case I know I'm lagging behind, if you guys have any emergency stuff, Amy, you have my number. Patrick, you have my number. You can just text me and then say what's up. That's why I gave you a number.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay, as I said before, and as I told you while we're talking, if you need any help or anything, if you are waiting on a comment that I don't answer because I didn't saw it or I just read it and moved on, just tell me something and I'll reread it and give you my feedback. Okay?
Oh, sure, no problem.
Okay. Patrick.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. What have we been working on? We're working on the PR for first phase of notification for 2 events. Job seeker registers in pets, and a company registration request has been received. Put the PR in place. Tried to push it in yesterday. Was it yesterday that it started? And I completely broke Travis. Completely broken, and I could not get it to work. We played with Semaphore. Semaphore worked in my personal repo, and so we've implemented Semaphore as our CI tool now. I guess in lieu of Travis, at least on the Rails side. Then I looked at Amy's PR that she put in today on the job seeker homepage, made some comments there, and that's it at this point.
Any blocker?
Well, now that we're on Semaphore, no.
Okay. Amy?
Okay, so since yesterday, I submitted a pull request for the job seeker homepage and resumed work on the job developer homepage. I merged the changes from Patrick. I have a couple of questions about it. And also, I noticed a few things about the story itself. Particularly, this and the case manager story includes in its requirements a redirect, a custom redirect upon login. And that's an architectural thing that we haven't touched yet. So I thought that we should discuss that as a group, because we're going to have a bunch of custom login redirects, and we probably want, like, a cohesive thing that does it instead of little things one at a time. In the meanwhile, to get to that page, I have been using a custom navigation bar options for the job seeker, and I was planning to do that for the job developer and case manager. And then, let's see, my questions are, I have a mysterious no method error, and I have questions about using helpers, and those can wait until parking lot.
Okay.
No blockers.
Okay. Okay, we'll talk about that in a little bit. For me, what have I done yesterday? I don't quite remember, but I think yesterday. And today I changed our CI from Travis to Semaphore on Rails. I upgraded the version of Spring and also Gradle on the Java side. I started working on the tasks and creating the tasks for that will be generic, and also started looking into I looked into 2 PRs and added comments there, and also been looking into the authentication matrix. Aside from that, I sent an email to chat yesterday about the job developer page, and he came back to me, and then we talked today on the phone again, and from I think now we understand each other, because he was not sure what that mock-up that I did was and where it should be placed in terms of the flow of the website, and he wanted to add the semaphore idea of his on that page as well. But so what I told him is I made it the sketch, and I told him, okay, just look at it, and if you think this is not a good option that we're currently giving you, just try to sketch something up in a paper or something, and then just take a picture and send it to me so we can look into it. So, but basically, I showed him also the page for the job seeker, the one that I added the mock-up on the channel, and so he could understand more or less the flow and where things go. So I'm waiting on chat to give me some feedback on the first mock-up still, and that was it for me. Okay.
Now, CI is not try visiting the semicolon Ruby.
Sorry?
You told you change the language to semicolon.
Yes.
CI.
There's no, you guys don't need to do any change, because it's just the CI part, and it's running and it's notifying the channel, and that's okay. I will remove the Travis file in due course, but I haven't done it yet. Okay, so don't need to worry about it. Okay, anybody has any other question? No? Okay, so let's go to Amy and let's help her out. Vijay said you had to leave, right?
Yeah, I'll come back in 10 minutes.
Okay, so I think we'll be around, and when you're back, we can look again into the matrix. Okay.
Okay.
So, Amy, are you going to share your screen
Yeah, I
with
could
the
do
world?
that.
Yes. Okay then.
Sure. Okay. Where's my notes? No method status and using helpers. Okay, so let me remove my debug. Okay. Flip the page. Okay, so this is a job seeker status object, and the job seeker status object is supposed to have a function here. By the way, we need to fix this because it's not pretty. It's all one word, but that's neither here nor there right now. Okay, so if I put value at the end, it's supposed to give me a value. And instead, let's see, save, reload. Instead, it says there's an undefined method value for nil, but that doesn't make any sense to me because it's not nil because we just saw the object show up. So.
Is the association called job seeker status, Amy?
Yes.
It is? Okay. Oh, job seeker. Belongs to job seeker status, yeah. Are you sure that job seeker status has been assigned to that job seeker? Are these from the seed data?
This is from the seed data.
I don't
And there's one custom one though.
I suspect the CDIT is not assigning status. Well, maybe it is. Okay.
Well, if it doesn't assign status, then why was I seeing those objects? But there's one.
Open a console on Rails.
Oh, I could use this one. Okay. All right.
You know, a job seeker, one of those that will show up there.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Do you know one of the job seekers, one of those there? So we can do a find for it and get it.
Yeah, so this one?
Yeah.
This is one that I created. And her status is showing up like everybody else's.
Do you want to do job seeker dot find underscore by underscore last underscore name and then put Kilpatrick in there? Let's see what we end up with.
Space.
Space.
Yeah,
Quotes.
Yep.
Like that?
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Yeah, that'll do it. Oops.
What'd I do wrong?
Job seeker find by last name.
Did I not include
Do job seeker dot find by and tab. Just
okay.
see if there are functions there.
Oh, you need a capital S because I think the model is camel case.
Find underscore by and tab.
I think it uses method missing to create them on the fly. I don't know why find by last name is not. Let me look at the schema. It is last underscore name, right?
Yeah.
User. Do you know the ID? Maybe it's easier.
No, I don't know this ID. I should be able to find it though. Hold on a sec.
Do user dot find underscore by underscore last underscore name.
Okay.
Same thing, but with user instead of job seeker. Just up. Or that.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, so the user ID is the 409.
Okay.
So just find by, I think find by ID should be there. I hope.
Well, we just found them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So since we found them,
So just do find parens 409 right parens dot job seeker status. Oops. Nope, no, you had it right.
Can I scroll up just to see what's the error there?
The find has to have it's find parens 409 parens dot job seeker status. Let's just do find 409. Let's see if that works.
okay.
I'm getting nervous about what's going on here.
I think the problem is that for some reason the console is not using correctly the act as, and it's not expanding the job seeker object.
Well, here we just did find 409. Is that what you just did, Amy?
Yes.
If you scroll up, please, so we can see the error itself. Oh.
Oh, that was the user ID. Yeah. I thought the console decoded the act as okay. I thought it did that.
Can you enlarge it a little bit, the size of the window, so we can have more information? No. Just push it. Yeah.
Okay.
And scroll up again. Cannot find job seeker.
Well, I mean, 409 is the ID of the user, not the job seeker record. So that was a mistake on my part.
Oh, yeah, it's up. Yeah, you need to go up again. Do up on the keyboard. Up.
Okay.
Did you go down? Oh, again. Till the user. Okay, now enter again. And what we want is the actable ID. That's 205. And
Okay.
we want to do a job seeker dot find and in between parents 205.
But it's hard to pick out of all that.
Yeah.
All that verbiage there.
Okay. So now dot
Yeah, there you go. You
job
have
seeker status.
Yeah. So in my last iteration, I had this page. I'd done an iteration, and I'd handed it off to Patrick. And in that iteration, I'd succeeded in pulling up the job seeker status ID, but I hadn't succeeded in pulling up the value. I was just getting numbers. That's what I demoed to Chet on Friday. And also on Friday, I was puzzled that the last login wasn't showing up. And over the weekend, I learned that the reason why the login wasn't showing up on many of those job seekers is because they were test data and they had never logged in. So they wouldn't have a last login. And it was just empty. But at the same time, the reason why I was showing numbers is because I was having this similar problem pulling up value. Employed looking.
Do you want to, if you could scroll up there, Amy, on
Sure.
your console, and then assign a value to job seeker find.205, like JS or something equals.
Seeker.
And then, yeah, do that, and now do job seeker dot job, yeah. Just that, yeah. There you go. So you do have an ID and you have a value, so why are we not seeing that?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of value, so this is what we're using. And I think that we need to change this to something that's better read
I
by
agree.
human beings.
I agree.
Yeah, because when it shows up in the app, and it's used a lot in the app, it doesn't look nice. So we'll need to update that.
It's kind of like somebody who's trying to make it an ID, a short version, but it's actually a phrase, so it should be an English phrase.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a string. It could be anything.
Yeah.
And I think it's just, I don't know, either the seed data, though I don't remember whether anyway, it's what's in the database.
Can we go back and look at your code then?
Mm-hmm.
Super status.
The view, right?
Yeah. Job seeker status. Now you had a value on there, right? And it was saying
Yeah, when I said
no value for nil object, the job seeker status is showing up as nil here.
yeah, that was really weird.
Can you go to your page and search for nil?
I don't understand.
go to your page, the page that you showed us before.
Okay.
Control no, Apple F.
Oh, okay, sure.
And nil. Nope.
Nothing, huh?
No, and this afternoon I was working on this. See this if statement here? I was looking for various ways of, putting in a case if they hadn't signed in, because that's important too. Empty, nil, equal to nil, none of those really worked.
Okay, that's really weird.
Yeah.
Can you
Is it job seekers without job developer a function, or is it a variable?
It's a function.
It's a function. Can you call that function and try to iterate over it? Do more or less the same thing you have here in the console.
It's a function on a agency person or a job. Yeah, an agency person. It's an agency relation function.
So if you take what you were saying is go to Rails console and cut and paste that job seekers without that long method name. Assign the return of that to some variable, like JA for job seeker array or something, equals, and then that method.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and go ahead and execute that. Okay, what's happening here?
Well, it's a method that's called on an object. I just put it in there.
Can you show me the controller? The way, because that clearly is not a function directly there, or is it a helper?
It's a helper.
Yeah, that's an agency people's helper, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to do agency people and then the function.
It may not be available to the console. I don't know.
It's a module. It's a module. Let's try it and see. If not, we have the code there.
Okay.
Just copy paste. Just copy. Oh no, that's a function. That's called a function.
Here, I need to. What I need to do is I need to call that function on an agency person. So I can call it on a job developer equals. And then there's a method that calls all the job developers. Where is it? Nope. Oh wait, there is a.
and the function name. Do this and function name.
Sorry?
Go to the go to the Hangout. Just right there. Agency, people, helper, dot, and the function name. And see if it
Okay.
works.
So I'm not gonna try the job developer. I'm just gonna okay.
Yeah.
Undefined local variable.
Just press up
Yeah.
and go to the beginning. And, oh, okay. Enter. There. Oh, no. You had it there, I believe.
Yeah.
Just to enter.
Okay, this?
Mm-hmm.
Undefined method.
Does that method exist for agency, people, helper?
I think there may be a problem with view code being visible to the console. Let's see.
I feel like we're shaving a yak. Where did this query originally begin? What did we start doing this for? We were here and we were trying to figure out why job seeker status dot value threw a no method error. I think that was it.
That's what we started from, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we know that here under models, a job seeker belongs to job seeker status. Should this be has and belongs to?
Where we at? Belongs to job seeker status. No, the ID of job seeker status is in job seeker. Job seeker can only have one status.
Uh-huh.
Status can have many job seekers, so this is correct.
Okay. So, but if I call job seeker status on the job seeker, then it will respond with its status, right?
It's supposed to resolve to that object, and then you call value to get the string you're looking for, like you were doing.
Right.
It's supposed to work.
Can you can you get the debugger working on the view?
Can I get what working on the view?
The debugger.
You know, I tried putting in a debug statement on the view, and it threw a method exception. It doesn't like that. What I could do is...
Just copy the code and put it in the controller.
Oh, yeah. Well...
We just need that line and the each.
Okay.
And let's put a debug after the each. In the controllers. The problem there, what I think the problem is that there's a value, I don't know where, that it's nil. The rest is working, but there's one that's nil. So it breaks. We just need to understand where that's it. where we have
Oh, I didn't think of that. Of course, because some of these job seekers, some of these were created before we had that as a required field. So yes, some of these must have a nil, and that must be what it's choking on. So it's a test data problem. It's not a coding problem. So if I drop and rebuild my databases, providing our seeding has been updated. Hey, Salim, are you still there?
Yes, go ahead.
Hey, so we just figured out that the no method error that I'm getting is the result of me using test data that was created before we had the requirement that every job seeker must have a status. And I was wondering, since you did the last seed building, does your latest version of the seed include instructions for a job seeker status? Would that be built?
I just created the database on mine, and I don't have any nil there. So
okay. All right. So in theory, if I drop and rebuild my databases, everything will be hunky dory.
if you do a select on the table,
Mm-hmm.
you can see if that's a problem, and if that's a problem, you just need to give it a value random, like 1, 4. I don't know what's the numbers on your system.
Oh, you mean go into here, run a select on the database, find everything with the status of nil, and replace it?
Amy, the other thing you could do is look at your seeds file in the editor. I know there's at least one job seeker without job seeker status. That may be what's causing our problem.
All right.
Yeah, but if she didn't run the seed, it doesn't matter what she has there.
All right. Well, that's
yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, we've figured out where the no method error was coming from, and it's something that I know how to fix by myself. Although incidentally, querying the databases with the select thing is not something that I'm particularly good at, and we'll need to learn soon. Which brings me to my next question. So, no method status and using helpers. So if I wanted to have a method that pulled their status in a pretty way, and in the last iteration I put it in my job seekers controller and it wasn't working, and Patrick explained that those controller functions weren't reachable from the view because this is an agency person view, I think. If I put it in the job seekers helper and I call it on a job seekers object, will that method be available?
Yeah. Helper methods are available in the views.
Okay. And then the login redirect. So for the job seeker homepage, I was using a custom navbar option home for the job seeker home. I was planning to do the same for the job developer, and that's very easy to put in here. The automatic login redirect is kind of global, and I wasn't confident about doing that by myself. Is it acceptable to use this navbar approach?
What were you going to put in there, Amy, under admin?
So the story, I was going to put job developer homepage here under admin if the current user is a job developer.
Well, the admin pull down is meant for administrative functions only.
Okay. So a job developer who is not an admin would not see the admin?
They won't see it. Yep.
Okay. Then they would have a home option just like the job seeker has a home option.
Don't we have a default landing page for job developers that we redirect all job developers to?
No, or rather, we have the view, which is what this story is about, but what we don't have is custom login redirects, which is more complicated. So, for example, right now, when somebody logs in, they get, actually, let's see what happens when they log in. Okay, log in. They get redirected to the home page. This is the case for all users. If we want a separate behavior that is customized to the user and their permissions, we probably need two things. First of all, we need to implement our selective authorization. So right now, the way that our application is working is that we don't have those restrictions. Any user can go to any page. Before we make this live, we'll change that, but we don't have that currently true to make it easy for us to develop. That is related to the function of, depending on who you are, after you log in, you get a custom route. And by, I mean route, not route. So this is the route, meaning the default. We need a custom route per person. That's kind of complicated, and it also affects the whole site.
Yeah, so we need a separate story to create that then. It shouldn't be part of your story here, definitely.
Okay, I'll separate
And
it
you're
out.
right, we should take an architectural approach to do it once in one place.
Right, okay. I'm checking just in case it's actually not that hard, and I should be able to do it, basically. Hua, you were talking about the placements of functions in story number 202. So, and I'm bringing this up in stand-up because both Patrick and I worked on this, and some of it is his work and some of it is my work. So you're saying here, there's functions that are in the agency relation model that you wanted to be in the job seeker model?
The thing is, there are functions that I don't think they have they're in the correct place. Because, for example, a relationship model shouldn't have logic. So, and we placed all the functions in our relationship model. So, for example, if we want to retrieve, I don't know, all the job develop. If we need to, we can do this two ways. We can do it in one side or in another. If you see my comment there, where's that? Let's see.
There's several comments. Which one do you want to focus on?
Not that one.
Oh, and I have to ask you what you mean by integration tests.
Cucumber tests?
That's what you mean? You mean cucumber tests?
Integration tests are cucumber tests. We don't have any other type of integration tests.
Okay.
Currently,
that's all I needed to know. And the answer is no. Okay, so we were talking about the placement of logic. Where on here?
My first comment there, it's on line 17 of that file.
Okay.
So, for example, this function that will get the case manager for the job seeker.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, when I see things like this specifically, where you have to pass an object inside to get information from that object, because this is what is about, something is wrong in terms of the structure of the code, because you shouldn't need to pass an object into a class function to retrieve data from it. and that's what's happening there. So, for example, the case managers from a specific job seeker should be returned from a method inside the instance of the job seeker. So my job seeker should have a method called case manager, and it will return the case manager. The same thing for the job developer afterwards. And the assignations should also be there, because it makes sense. It doesn't make sense for us to have a model that will receive a job seeker and then do operations over the job seeker.
Okay.
Can we look at the code in your editor? It might be easier to look at that than GitHub.
Yeah, the reason why I'm scrolling down to GitHub is because this is a different story, and I didn't want to have to check out and check back in.
Yeah, no, I got you. Okay.
But it's not that hard. Okay. Alright, so... Okay, so agency relations. So, Hua, you want us to take...
What I want to do is, I want to look at this and see where things are supposed to be. If you want to retrieve a case manager from a job seeker, the job seeker should provide that function.
Okay.
And should provide it. The job developer, exactly the same thing. The assignation, exactly the same thing. So all these things should be inside the job seeker in this case, because what we want to do is, I want to get my case manager, I want to get my job developer. I don't want to have a class function that will receive my object and then do things over my object.
Okay, so should this be in a helper, or should this be in the job seeker model or the job seeker controller? It's currently in the agent relation
That should be inside the job seeker. And the job seeker module should be able to do everything by itself.
Okay, so this should be in the job seeker model?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the reason why I did not do that, and I agree that the first 4 functions methods should be in the job seeker, but the stuff that's doing all the manipulation of the relationship model, which by the way is more than just a relation, it's pretty important. I thought putting that in another model would make the agency relation model, it would make it too intimate with the agency relation model and understand how to traverse it. And I didn't think that would be good practice. That was my thought process for both assign agency person to job seeker and the one below it. It's way too much into the guts of how agency relation works.
I do understand what you're saying, but the only thing that we need to do is to create a relation if it exists, and do not create it if it doesn't exist. And basically for that we have the create. And the logic itself, it's all there. If you see the code that you have there, basically what we have is, if in the relationship I am the agency person, in this relationship between me and you are the other side of the relationship, then I don't do anything. If you're not, I'll create you. I'll change you. If I don't have anything, I'll just create a new relationship. So it doesn't look like a very complex logic, and it shouldn't be, because this is just a connection model. This is just to connect two things. And this part should know what's in this side, because the connection itself, it's dummy.
Well, it's not, because it also, the connection, and we don't need to put this in the agency relation model, but the connection, the relation has to enforce the business rule that a job developer can have only one job developer, a job seeker can have only one job developer assigned to them and one case manager assigned to them. So that has to be enforced somewhere, wherever model we put these methods. That's not an argument necessarily for moving things or keeping things in the same place.
How can you differentiate then if it's a job seeker? If, let's imagine, you can have one job developer and you can have multiple case managers.
Well, then that job...
That's a decision. That's not a decision of the relationship. It's a decision of the job seeker. On the job seeker, because that's logic that is related to the job seeker itself.
Or it's related to the job developer, or it's related to the case. See, that's the thing. If you can look at either side, and that's one of the reasons why, again, I put it in the middle. But again, I'm not wedded to it. I'm not arguing to keep it where it is. We can move it. It's fine. I just think it's an interesting discussion. And I went back and forth on this myself.
Yes, I understand it. It's a difficult. It's more I think it's more a concept thing, because it doesn't, in terms of the job developer, in terms of the agency, it doesn't matter really if you have only if the job seeker is only connected to one person, if it's connected to multiple persons. That's a job seeker thing, and the job seeker is the center here, because he's the one that has the connection to that one, and he's the one that more or less controls everything. So that's my rationale to say this.
Yep. Okay, so Amy, do you want to move those methods? There's 6 of them, I think, to the job seeker model. You need some help with that, or?
Let me give it a try, and if I fail, then I'll ask for help.
And now you can re-architect, so you don't have to take, say, job seeker as an argument to a method. It will be an instance method now, and a job seeker would have that message sent to it, job seeker instance. So you can take advantage of stuff like that too. Does that make sense?
No.
Maybe we go back and look at the code real quick.
Okay.
You guys, I have to leave now.
Yeah.
So I leave you guys at it. About the matrix, can we do it tomorrow at 2?
Our time is 11 o'clock.
11 your time. Is okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay, Patrick?
Yeah, I think I can do
2
that.
o'clock tomorrow?
Yep.
I think we'll be done on it. So I think there aren't many comments. I think we'll get it in 10, 15, 20 minutes. Okay? So, sorry guys for leaving, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.